Don't scratch the paint on the A-Wing. Don't scratch the paint on the A-Wing. Just get through the canyon. All right.
Well done, Rookie One. We can use more pilots like you.
Yeah, you goddamn right you do.
Follow me to base and we'll get you assigned to a squadron.
You talk, but mouth not match words.
And while we're waiting, I'll let you buy me a drink for that fancy fly-in.
Wait, what? I'm buying you a drink. I don't know about this game. These rebel scum are kinda cheap. After all that fancy flying, it is you who will buy me a drink, for this is Star Wars Rebel Assault on the Sega CD. One of the earlier video games to feature full-motion video on disc-based media, with some new content filmed exclusively for this game.
We have them, Lord Vader. Within moments, our troops will board their ship. We'll then have the stolen plans back in our possession. And Princess Leia as well.
Sounds like somebody needs to be force-strangled for being incompetent.
Come in.
I love the cutscenes in this game, especially the new ones.
We are under attack.
Hold on, Hack. We're on our way.
And while they're a bit choppy by modern standards, this is a real pioneering effort from Lucas Arts, released in 1993.
3 TIE fighters. They're firing! Ah!
For Sega CD, the version we're watching, 3DO, and PC. The game mixes a variety of different gameplay styles with the full-motion video cutscenes, all of which have a similar look, so it's like you've never really left the movie when you're playing the game. You just jump into different parts of it. Most of the action is flight combat. You'll be shooting TIE fighters in Beggar's Canyon and then blowing up At-Ats on Hoth. What's not to like about this? Come on. This part of the game is more like a shooter on rails, where you're just pointing at things and shooting them. Other parts of the game have you flying a T-16 or A-Wing through canyons. There's obviously the trench battle scene. And there's a couple parts where you're taking control of your craft from above like this, which are a bit sloppy. With 15 missions in total, some are way better than others. That's the game's major weakness. In fact, that's its only weakness. It's pushing the hardware to the limits and pushing the technology of 1993 to the limits. At times, the gameplay feels a bit sluggish and clumsy, especially when compared to modern games, but the love of Star Wars and the additional cutscenes make it totally worth playing if you're a fan of the old school movies. And they use A-Wings in this game. A-Wings never get the respect that they deserve. You know, everybody always talks about the X-Wing and the Snowspeeder. Well, those are overrated. A-Wings are where it's at. Oh, and here's my favorite cutscene. This is great.
Have you ever flown in...
Attention all pilots. Report to battle stations immediately. Tatooine base is under attack.
Well, kid, I think it's time you graduated to an X-Wing.
That's right, the Rebel Alliance may be cheap, but they leave no drink behind, even when flying into combat. Calms the shakes. I mean, you're flying in space. What are you going to run into? Come on. It's not all just space combat and Rebel Assault. Sometimes Rookie One will be fighting stormtroopers on foot. Note that you're being scored, and if you get blown up, shot down, destroyed, or incinerated in a mission, you'll also have a code so that you can continue later, which resets your score. So to really be a Jedi Master, you've got to start at the beginning and finish at the end. But this level won't make it easy. Star Wars Rebel Assault is very unbalanced. Some of the levels are extremely easy, while others are just unbelievably hard. In fact, some of the earliest parts of the game where you're just learning to fly through trenches are quite challenging, mostly because the controls are somewhat awkward, especially compared to the newer games. But this one was really hard, just trying to shoot those stupid green things. Star Wars Rebel Assault, you don't need to have the Force to play this game, just a couple bucks. It won't cost you much these days. If you played this back in the day, you probably love it. Maybe it's time to revisit Rookie One. If you've never played it, you may find it a bit clumsy. There are newer Star Wars games that are better, but this is a terrific blast from the past and a look at the beginnings of full-motion video in video games. It's got Imperial Walkers, it's got A-Wings, and it's got chicks who put down their drinks before they fly into space. A trifecta of awesomeness, if you ask me. It's Star Wars Rebel Assault.
Ah, great shooting. Now let's go home.